everyone, I am back with more Destash lots. This will be video number 2 in my Destash series, and I will have 5 lots available. 4 will be fabric and lace lots, and then I have 1 lace lot available. So I will go ahead and get started with the lace lot, and here is what you are going to get. I don't know exactly how many yards are here, but you will get a nice variety of different laces, eyelet trims, and please be careful because I just noticed there's a pin in here. So if you do purchase this lot, be careful for pins. So here is some eyelet lace, and the majority of these laces are vintage, but there are some that may be a little newer. Get a handful of that. This is definitely vintage, and I'm not sure, this is stretchy. This might be newer, but I'm not positive. And this lace feels a little bit more stiff, and I don't know if this looks a little older, but I don't know if that's vintage or not. Here's a larger piece of eyelet ruffle trim, I guess. Oh, this is really nice. This is really soft. And here's some ribbon with some lace edging. Oh, wait a second. Okay, here we go. I had it backwards. So you will get a nice handful of that. Here's some more soft eyelet lace. And this might be the same. I think that's the same or similar anyway. And this is really pretty. Here's a little snippet there. I'll keep that in there. Here's some, this is really small trim. So that one appears to be pretty old. Here's another piece of smaller trim. Here's some lace. And here's a nice piece. This is pretty soft. Here is a wider piece of lace. And this is really pretty. There's some not sequins, I don't know if you call it glitter, I'm not really sure what to call it, but that's really pretty. This is probably used for wedding dresses or something like that. And here is a really wide piece. Look at a nice long piece of that. Here we have some with a little bit of gold in it. And so you'll see there's just all sorts of different shades of white, ivory, creams, different styles and widths. This one's really pretty, and I believe this might be antique, but I could be wrong. It's super soft. Here's some crocheted lace. And a few more pieces. This one is really soft too. And then last piece here, this is a soft piece of, it might be seam binding, I believe it's called. So there is that lot. So you'll see you will just get a nice variety of laces. Okay, so the next 4 lots are similar. It will be a mixture of laces and different fabric pieces and things like that. So as I said, I have 4 of these lots available. They will be similar, but there will be a few differences in each lot. So here is, we'll call this lot number 1. So you will get, I believe I put several of these quilt tulips in here, so you will get several of those. You will get a piece of lace trim. You will get some of the vintage large yo-yos, and I threw in some of the smaller ones. You will get a small doily, or I think these are actually coasters. So that is vintage. The majority of these items, if not all of them, are vintage. You will get a package of seam tape, and this is just random. There's no theme or color scheme or anything, just a bunch of random different bits and pieces for crafting, junk journals, clusters, embellishments, whatever you do in your crafting. So here is a few more of the tulips. All right, so I threw in some appliques. And this is kind of a thicker, I don't know if I would consider applique. I guess this is more of a trim. And a butterfly. You will get some, I really need to learn the difference here. I don't know if this is seam binding or seam tape, but you'll get some of that. You will get a few vintage handkerchiefs. Some eyelet lace. A cute little burlap flower. Some vintage fabric. And assortments of laces. And again, I did not measure the lace, I just threw it in there. So I tried to give about the same amount in each bag, so they should be pretty close anyway. All right, and then you will get this embroidered, I guess it's a doily. So that will be lot number 1. Here's lot number 2. Again, it's similar. Here is the embroidered doily for this lot. And there is a vintage coaster, a couple of the vintage handkerchiefs, vintage fabric. I am going to try to speed this up a bit because, as I said, they are pretty similar, so there will just be a few differences, like I did not have enough of the same large yo-yos to give in each pack, so there will be a little bit of differences there. Here's some smaller ones. Those should all be about the same. Here's some of the eyelet lace. More eyelet lace. Some of that trim. This one's really pretty. I really like this one. More of the tulips. And then here is the other appliques. Here's some seam binding lace. This is vintage, never been opened. And then here's some of the seam tape, I believe that's called. And then, oh, okay, here's another applique, little butterfly. And then this lot will also get the same lace as the other lot. That will be lot number 2. Here is lot 3. There is the embroidered doily, the vintage coaster, some of the quilted tulips, the vintage yo-yos, small and large. Here is a couple vintage handkerchiefs, some vintage eyelet lace. So they're kind of the same, just a few little differences. It's a little butterfly. Here is an applique. Some lace seam binding. I tried to make everything even so all the packages would have the same amount. Here is the assortment of laces. So that is lot 3. Here is lot number 4. So each lot got most of the same item, but I just did not have the identical same amount of everything. There is the vintage doily. Here's some eyelet lace, applique, burlap rose. This is not really vintage. Well, actually, I bought these at Michael's probably 10 or 15 years ago, so not quite vintage, but they're not brand new either. So these lots are going to be $18 shipped. If you are interested, okay, so this is seam tape. There's seam tape, seam binding, all kinds of different seam things. So I just don't know the difference, but there you go with that. So these lots will be $18 shipped. If you're interested, I will put the information down below. Just get a hold of me through my email. That's pretty. And let me know which lot you're interested in. Here is a cute umbrella applique. So I just tried to include a nice little assortment of different things for crafting projects. A couple more appliques. Here's some eyelet lace, and then the assortment of the laces there. So there you have it. There's 4 fabric and lace lots, and then the one just entirely lace lot. So if you're interested or have any questions, just let me know, and thank you so much for watching.